Welcome to the second task. Do you see the shapes? What shapes? Three shapes appear in front of you, floating in thin air. A triangle, a square, and a circle. Your task is to build a pyramid that is at least 3 times your own height. You can only use these three shapes, and you must finish before sunset. You can copy and paste the shapes as many times as you like, resize them, delete them, and join them together too, if you want. Are you ready? You nod. These kinds of brain-teasing logic puzzles are right up your alley. You subscribed to all these brain training apps last year, and, according to your trackable in-app progress, they really boosted your brain activity and reconnected your brain hemispheres together. Or so they said. Then give a thumbs up? You give a thumbs up enthusiastically. The task begins. Oh man, I'm so gonna nail this challenge. This is the kind of thing I've been waiting for. The giant numbers flash by, and the second you see go, you grab the triangle. You stretch it out, pulling outwards like pizza dough as you watch it grow in size. The more you pull, however, the harder it gets to make it bigger. Eventually, it becomes too tight to pull anymore. I guess the bigger the shapes get, the harder it is to change their size. You look at the triangle you stretched out to make just about the height of your own body. You place it on the ground. You stop and think. The sun is roasting your skin, and the sweat on your neck feels as real as anything. You rack your brain, trying to remember all the puzzles and problem solving you did on that brain training app. You suddenly remember something. You delete the big triangle you've just made and start again, grabbing a square and attaching a triangle to each of its sides. You fold the triangles upwards like flaps until the vertices meet, and you attach it all together to make one small pyramid shape. Then you do what you did before, pinching the pyramid from one side and pulling upwards to make the pyramid grow into a bigger pyramid until you cannot pull anymore. It's not very big, but it's a start. You repeat the process over and over, building small pyramids and making them as big as you can. Dozens of mini pyramids lay on the sandy desert floor as you build and build as the sun sinks lower in the sky. After building for what seems like an hour, you wipe the digital sweat from your digital forehead and look over all the digital shapes. Finally, you take all the pyramids you've made and, one by one, stack them up into one giant pyramid. A pyramid made of pyramids. Then you hit the virtual floating button that says finish just as the sun sets and lay back in the sand. Your arms ache from building pyramids all afternoon. The tiredness feels astonishingly real. Well done, says another floating message, before asking, ready for the final challenge? Yes, you say, panting. Everything goes black, and after another loading screen, you find yourself in a dense, animated forest at dusk. It's calm and quiet, with a gentle breeze whistling through the trees and the soft purring of a stream somewhere nearby. It all feels as real as anything. A message appears. Welcome to the final task. You're going to be told a riddle, which you'll have to figure out, and then deliver the answer to the king within a certain time period. If your answer is correct, you'll have successfully completed the task. Where's the king? You call out. In the castle, obviously. It's up ahead, just through those trees. An arrow appears in midair, pointing in the direction of where you're supposed to go. You peer through the dark trees and can just about make out some lights and a large stone building not too far away. Are you ready? Says the message. You nod your head and, giving a thumbs up, see the message change into a longer piece of text that you figure is the riddle you're supposed to answer. A blind dog goes into a labyrinth. Despite not being able to see, he makes it out effortlessly. He did not touch the walls of the labyrinth, he did not follow any kind of sound to find the way out, nor has he ever been in that labyrinth before. How did he do it? At once, the usual countdown flashes, and you know your time has begun. An hourglass appears in midair with falling grains of sand as you hurry through the forest, following the direction of the arrow, which, you realize, along with the hourglass, is permanently in your view like a health meter or a weapon inventory in other games you've played, as you step over large logs and crunch leaves under your steps. You're not even sure how you're able to walk in this virtual world. It seems like all you have to do is lightly swing your arms and simply think about walking, and the headset you're wearing seems to understand you want to walk. It's incredible. You arrive at a clearing in the forest, and you find yourself at the base of a small castle. You find the front door, get inside, and, following the arrow, begin climbing some steps when you realize something. I haven't even figured out the riddle yet. You've been so preoccupied with getting here on time that you've forgotten about the riddle itself. You arrive at the top of the steps and see a closed door in front of you. The arrow is telling you to go inside. This must be it, you think to yourself. You check the hourglass. There's still time. A blind dog goes into a labyrinth. You think to yourself, standing outside the door as you try to think back to every riddle you've ever heard. You can't concentrate. There's too much pressure. There isn't a whole lot of time left, and even though you've arrived at the place, you've arrived empty-handed. You can't figure out the answer. Then you remember something. Something you learned long ago in some sort of Greek mythology story. Something about a labyrinth. And suddenly, you've got it. You charge into the room to find a crowd of people all standing around a bed. Everyone and everything in this medieval dormitory is animated, as with everything in this entire experience, but you can still sense the serious atmosphere in the room. Everyone turns to look at you as you come in. It's as if they've been expecting you. The crowd parts as you approach the bed. The king lies covered in blankets. He's dying. Nevertheless, it seems like he's been expecting you too. He calls you forward and, with his weak voice, asks you, "What's the answer?" You clear your throat, lean forward, and whisper the answer into the king's ear. Because it was a labyrinth, not a maze. A maze has an entrance and an exit, with dead ends and various paths to get lost in. However, a labyrinth is one continuous guided path that has only one way in and one way out. The blind dog was able to make it through easily because there was nowhere else he could go except out. Someone touches you on the shoulder, a woman who looks exactly the way you'd expect a medieval dame to look like. "Your answer is correct," she says. "You have completed your challenges." Everything suddenly goes black, and for a second, you wonder if you, like the king, are also dying. Then you see a message. "Congratulations," the message says. "You may now go back to your previous tab with the link you were originally looking for." You take off the headset and put it down on your desk. Although you're feeling a little disorientated with the sudden rush back to reality, you go back to your computer with your heart beating fast with excitement. You look at the tab that previously displayed the error and find that the page has changed. It's now a promotional page for the headset you were just using with some text that reads, "We hope you enjoyed this demo for the Veritas headset. To place an order, click or tap here and get free shipping to anywhere."